Peace, everybody. What's good? It's our boy, Coach Malachi Williams, and you're now tuned to True Media Today USA Boxing. Let's go.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble.
All right, everybody, check this out. I'm in LA, as you guys know, man. I'm sitting here chilling, shang-a-lang, and having a really, really good time. I sat down and had a nice dinner with a lot of different, with quite a few people that's in pretty much in the business of boxing. They know a lot about the sport. I've been doing it for years, and we had a lot of conversations. Now, without me getting too deep into a lot of stuff, I will say this: as it relates to this Ryan Garcia-Tank Davis fight, again, I keep hearing the same thing over and over and over and over. Ryan Garcia do not stand a chance, no ball chance in hell. I found one person that's saying that he has a shot in beating Tank, and there's a lot of stuff that's going on in the background, so I will get further into it later on. But I've been to different places. I've been to 10 Goosen's gym, which is Joe Goosen's gym. I've been to several different gyms. I forgot the other gym that I went to where Malik Scott was at and stuff like that. So there's a lot of different things that's going on as it relates to the Tank Davis Ryan Garcia fight. It seemed to be the hottest ticket in town. Everyone is talking about it. I'm here in LA. People talking about Canelo as well, the Canelo fight, John Ryder, but they are talking about the Ryan Garcia Tank Davis fight. And the reason why I say all of that is because Tank Davis did say that, he said I'm the new face of boxing. You know what I mean? Canelo was on his way out the door. And at first I thought he was being braggadocious or just not being realistic. But the people who I sat with, they did say that Canelo is the face of boxing right now. He's the face of boxing right now. One of the guys that I was speaking with, and he was an old manager of Terrence Crawford, he did say that he said that Tank Davis, is loved everywhere. In Atlanta, he's loved in Atlanta. Everywhere he goes, he sell out. He brings a crowd. So when you're the type of fighter that everywhere you go, you bring a crowd, apparently that you are an attraction. It's just as simple as that. This is what Leonard Ellaby was talking about. Whether you like it or not, or whether I like it or not, that is the reality of the situation. And I'm not saying I don't like it. I don't have any issues with it. But, I like to put everything in its proper perspective. The perspective that they're talking about is, and these are people who, again, they're not a part of Tank Davis's camp. They're saying that, hey, man, listen. Well, this one guy, he was a former manager of Terrence Crawford. I'm not going to say his name. But, he said that, yeah, man, Tank is loved everywhere. And people like Shakur Stevenson and people like Terrence Crawford, they're not loved by the people the way Tank Davis is loved by the people. So that's the way he worded it. That's the way he put it. He said that, hey, man, listen, Tank is loved by the people. And Shakur Stevenson, and those are the two names he brought up. Shakur Stevenson and Terrence Crawford, they are not loved by the people the way Tank is loved by the people. And, I didn't even think about that. You get what I'm saying? The way he said it was kind of, he kind of put a twist to it. And that's his opinion. That's his opinion. And just him mingling around people. He said, look, a lot of people genuinely like Tank. But he did say this, something that I've always said. He said, Tank demographics is the hood. Tank, and he did say Mexicans like Tank as well. He said Mexicans like Tank, and a lot of the Mexicans that I've spoken to here in LA and even in San Antonio, they like Tank. That is true. There's no cap on that. Mexicans do like Tank. Again, maybe it's just his style. He's not the best talker in the world. Those people at the table did say that. He's not the best talker in the world. Tank is not the conversationist like that. But Tank's spirit, Tank doesn't have, he doesn't have a standoffish spirit from what the guys at the table told me. He doesn't have a standoffish spirit. Like, he's very approachable. Some fighters are socially awkward. You get what I'm saying? I would say that, and you guys know I like Crawford and I like Shakur Stevenson. But maybe some of those guys are a little bit more socially awkward. They don't like being around people, like talking, and their energy and the vibe that they give off is different from someone like a Tank Davis. And I think that's what the brother is saying. And when I sat down and thought about that, and I'm a type of person, I like to keep everything in its proper perspective. When I put things in their proper perspective, I'm like, oh, you know what? When you say it like that, oh, I kind of get it. And by me being out here, going to these gyms, talking to some of these fighters, no, not just necessarily the fighters, but just talking to different people who may know certain fighters or being around these guys, or even just something of the sort to where I'm talking to different managers and different trainers and stuff like that, you know, you kind of get a different feel of how things go and how things operate. And that's pretty much what I'm seeing. That's what I'm getting, guys. So is it a possibility that Tank Davis can be the face of boxing? You know, who knows? Maybe he can. Some would say that he's already the face of boxing. I'll let you guys argue and dispute that. You would have to break down the numbers, what he's selling in comparison to what someone like a Canelo is selling. But I will say this, in America, there's probably no fighter that's a bigger sell or maybe more loved by the people than Tank Davis. You know, and I'm just throwing that out there. Just think about that. When you look at the perspective of he sells out everywhere. The guy who I spoke with say Tank doesn't argue or complain. He fights whoever they put in front of him. Again, I'm not on the Tank Davis payroll. I'm not from Baltimore. I'm just telling you what the conversation that we had last night. And the guy, you know, he know a little bit more about the things, you know, that's going on as it relates to Tank's personality and character and his salesmanship. Now, a lot of people don't like Tank. You know, they say that, hey, man, he's a woman beater. He's this, he's that. He's always going to jail, staying in trouble. And, you know, that is true. He go to jail, he stay in trouble, and he has a history of being women. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. You know what I mean? But outside of that, he is loved by his fan base. Tank Davis' fan base is the hood. Tank Davis' fan base is the gangbangers, the drug dealers, the pushers. His fan base is what they like to call the culture, the hip-hop culture. Tank has the hip-hop culture fan base. And no matter how negative that may be because the hip hop culture is a bullshit culture. They promote everything that's negative amongst the black community as it relates to promote crime, single family homes, promote the criminal element, the worst element of that community. That is the reality of the situation. The guy also said that, hey, when Tank do have fights now, you got to have a lot of security. You get what I'm saying? Because there's going to be fights, someone's going to be shot and stuff like that, because Tank brings out that element. He brings out the crazies. But they love him and they support him. And I guess that element don't support like a Shakur Stevenson or a Terrence Crawford. And that's pretty much what he's saying. That's all I got for you guys. Tell me, what do you guys think? Do you think that Tank isn't, amongst that, do you think Tank is the face of boxing right now? What do you guys think about that? Do you think that, well, as it relates to America, do you think that there is a fighter that's bigger than Tank Davis in America? You know what I mean? Or do you think that Tank is just being arrogant and cocky? He's just talking. He don't know what the hell he's talking about. He's bigger than, he's not bigger than a Shakur Stevenson. He's not bigger than a Devin Haney. He's not bigger than an Errol Spence or a Terrence Crawford or anyone like that. Let me know what you guys think, man. Other than that, that's it. It's our boy, Coach Malachi Williams. I see you guys on the next one. You know my motto. Don't meet me there, beat me there. Peace.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go. Come on.